You don't need me to tell you that the field upgrades inside of Vanguard Zombies are pretty much the same as they were inside of Cold War Zombies. Or at least we're using the same ones. But it's interesting to see which one is way better. And I mean, you guys know the answer. But it's super interesting to look at how much better the Cold War Zombies field upgrades are compared to the Vanguard ones. So first off, we're going to be starting with Frost Blast. Now, let's go over what Frost Blast can do at Tier 5 inside of Cold War. Tier 1, the blast lasts 3 seconds longer. Tier 2, we increase the maximum amount of charges to 2. We double the size and damage of the blast at Tier 3 and special enemies are slowed. At Tier 4, we increase maximum charges to 3, and then at Tier 5, normal enemies are frozen for 5 seconds and insta-killed when damaged. Now we are going to be playing Outbreak here because Outbreak as well as Daron Fong have similar values for the HP that the zombies have. Obviously it takes one hit to kill a zombie there. So let's now gather up a horde really quick and just use this Frost Blast, and then we'll hop into Vanguard and test it out there. I think I would call this a decent enough size horde. Let's go ahead and yeah, that is so much better than it's going to be in Vanguard. But for the sake of science, let's go take a look at Vanguard's Frost Blast. I have an odd feeling here that Frost Blast might let us down. We're going to round up the zombies really quick here on Vanguard. You definitely don't get as many zombies in Daron Fong as you do in Outbreak. It looks like we're going to have to settle for these 4. Let's see here. And I mean, it did take them all out. I think that Frost Blast is probably the most one-to-one of all the different field upgrades in the game to its counterpart over in Cold War, but it's still not that great. Now, Energy Mine is probably the field upgrade that I've used the absolute least out of all of them inside of Cold War. At Tier 1, it increases the maximum charge to 2. At Tier 2, it doubles the size of the blast. Tier 3 will have the mine detonate 2 times in rapid succession. Tier 4 is going to give enemies damaged by this blast have their armor destroyed no matter what. Tier 5 is going to be mine detonates 3 times in rapid succession, stunning special enemies. Now again, as you know, this thing could charge more than once, but we're only going to be using one here. Let's have these homies walk right into it, and yeah. Look at that. As you saw, it detonated 3 times. No zombies left. Now let's check out what the one over inside of Vanguard Zombies does to them. Now, as for the energy mine, I think that there's like a glitch in this game where you can put about 5 billion of them on the map, but we're only going to do one here. Walk these bad boys right into it. And yeah, I mean, it does pretty good, but again, compared to the Black Ops Cold War one, where you can quite literally have 3 of them go off at one time, it's not as good. Although I do think that Energy Mine might be the strongest in this game. I still prefer the Cold War version, to be honest with you. Aether Shroud inside of Cold War Zombies is easily one of the best that we have ever seen. Tier 1 activation instantly reloads ammo for your weapon. I honestly had no idea it did that, by the way. Tier 2, you increase Shroud duration to 8 seconds. Tier 3 activation instantly warps you forward a small distance. Tier 4, increase movement speed while shrouded. And Tier 5, increase charge to 2. Now again, Aether Shroud is so freaking good. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy really quick. First of all, look at how fast we are straight. Zoom in, you saw us go forward. Aether Shroud inside of Vanguard Zombies doesn't even look like anything happened. Like, apparently the zombies can't see you, or at least so they say. But like, it lasts maybe like 3 seconds, if that. It's absolutely terrible and does nothing for you, but we're gonna go take a look at it in Vanguard anyway. Time for some Aether Shroud, and honestly this one just makes me laugh. You ready? You can barely tell that you're even using it, and you run away from the zombies, you're not any faster, and we're done. And Aether Shroud's over. Did you guys have fun? The zombies couldn't see us there for like half a second, so that was nice. Alright, now let's move on to the final of the field upgrades. That is going to be the Ring of Fire. Now, Ring of Fire in Cold War Zombies, our final field upgrade that we have in both games, is so damn good. Obviously, Ring of Fire at its base just increases your damage. It lasts 15 seconds, but Tier 1 will double the burn damage effect. Tier 2 the ring will block enemy projectiles. Tier 3, while in the ring, ammo is taken from your stock instead of the magazine, which is the absolute best perk of this whole thing. Tier 4, burning effect has a small chance to insta-kill, and Tier 5, ring duration, burn effect damage, and insta-kill chance all increase the longer the player is inside. I actually really miss having a good Ring of Fire, but we're going to go ahead and pop this right now. Please excuse the insane controller vibration I've got going on here, but I mean, just look at this. Absolutely destroying. I never have to reload because this thing pulls from the stock. It is so good. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the one in Vanguard Zombies where we're going to be kind of disappointed. Ring of Fire, prepare yourselves for disappointment. Here we go. The animation's much cooler, I'll give it that. But we have to reload. We gotta reload really quick. I think that Ring of Fire is probably the most disappointing. They did fix what happened when it would just spawn somewhere random, or at least it seems like they did, because before you could call it in and then right here and then it would spawn like over here. You have to run to it. By the time you got there, it'd be almost gone. But the field upgrades in Cold War are clearly so much better, and this is how they compare between the two games. Let me know how disappointed you are in some of these. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. I want to give a big shout out to all the channel members over on the channel, and an extra special shout out to all of the Zombie Richtofen members, starting off with hashtag BestMod, Strict Archer, the quippest man in the Southern Hemisphere, Commander_Quip, my guy Ben the Bulldozer, and the man, the myth, the legend, Tiz Brandon, ZR.